How you doing, family? Welcome to Faith-Based Workplace. I haven't really been doing too many recordings, but I want to get back into that, doing recordings because I kind of got away from it. But anyway, this topic right here, let me put the thumbnail up for y'all. This is, has the abuse changed you? Has the abuse changed you? And when I'm talking about abuse, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be emotional, it could be financially, whatever, type of abuse you've been through. And it's not necessarily narcissistic abuse. I know that's what I talk about predominantly on this channel, but just talking about abuse in general. Has the abuse changed you? And that change, we have to discuss that. It can be for, the good or for the bad. In some cases, it is for the bad, because we just never make our way back. And then in some cases, it can be for the good because we learn from that. We go through a healing process. I talk about it a lot on this channel. Again, hey, if you're not subscribed, I'm Solomon Savoy. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to the channel, like it, share it, comment. I really appreciate it. But before we get too deep into this, I do want to play a quick intro and we'll be right back. All right, family, be blessed. All right, family, welcome back. Like I said, this one is, has the abuse changed you? It's not gonna be a long video, but I want to drop something, just want to drop something on this topic, because a lot of times I think we get in these situations, we go through narcissistic abuse, or we go through physical or mental abuse or emotional abuse, and it changes us. But from the research and things that I've known thus far, a lot of people that go through abuse, myself included, it changes people for the worse, but we don't want that. We want you to know that it's a better way to do these things. It's not always the easiest choice. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say after going through abuse, it's going to be easy, because I'll never say that. It's not. Everybody's journey is different. And if you go down that, what I like to call a rabbit hole, it can end up in a situation where you're doing all these other things that you don't need to be doing, especially after narcissistic abuse, or in this case, any kind of abuse that has happened to you as a child or even as an adult. Because some of us, have gotten abused as adults. You got married to this jolly joker, and these people are abusive, whether it's through verbal or just emotional or financially. Financial abuse, we don't know what that is. That's basically when you might be the housewife or the house husband in some of these cases, especially the times we're living in now. And you got one person that's doing work, and they bring what they call them the breadwinner. They bringing home all the money and things like that. It happens. And you're financially unstable because you're dependent upon that person that's making the money. So if anything happens, they're in control of all the finances. And we're going to start doing some teachings on that, or of getting away from that and trying to make your own money, whether it's through your own business or whatever. But that'll be for another video. But getting back to this, has the abuse changed you? You want to make sure that you're doing things in a godly manner, family. You want to make sure you're doing things in a godly manner. So if things have happened to you, if you're in a current situation, I do want to say, let me put this up here before I go any further. I do want to say this. If you're dealing with domestic violence, I always put this up. Here's the number: 1-800-799-SAFE. Once again, 1-800-799-7233. Please dial that number. They also have a website. They have people staffed 24/7 to answer your call. So please, 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 get the help that you need, because you don't want to go down that rabbit hole either, where you're trying to take things on by yourself. You're trying to get, basically revenge or vindication from things that have happened. You want to do things the right way, do it in a godly way. And I know I've been there. You're so mad, you want to take things into your own hand, and you just want answers now. You want to know why, you're in this situation, why, God allowed you to go through this. You start asking all these questions, start asking, are you a narcissist after being with these things? I know, trust me, I know. But again, like I said, we want to make sure that we're doing things godly. And then if it changes you for the worse, we want to walk back, down this path and make sure we're doing things and getting things done right. Who y'all with me? Y'all with me, family? All right. All right. Again, hit the like button. If you're here, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're still growing. We always gonna be growing. Thank God for that. So thank God for your prayers. People that reach out and praying, stepping in, staying in the gap. I'm also praying for you, as well. So thank you for that. So again, if you answer this question, you say, it has changed you and it is for the worse. This is what I want you to do. What I want you to do first, I want you to sit down somewhere, in a quiet place, in a war room, in your closet, in your bathroom, wherever you come, in your car, if you got to go for a walk, whatever that is. I want you to get into a comfortable place, and I want you to go to God and pray. And I want you to pray about this thing, because what you have to realize, it's not a physical battle. I was talking to Dr. G about this on another app, actually. But it's spiritual warfare. And once you realize that this is spiritual warfare, that means you have to fight differently. See, once you know who your enemy is and what your enemy is capable of and how your enemy kind of, handle things and how they fight, you can see that you're going to have to change. You see where I'm going with this? You're going to have to change your approach. So you can no longer do the same thing as you've been doing. If you've been fighting them physically, going fist fighting them and getting arrested and things like that, that is not the way you're going to win this fight. If you're in and out of court because of the things that you've done, like fighting and stuff, that's not how you're going to win this war. You're making it actually worse up on yourself and worse up on your children if you have children involved, if you're doing things like that. So we want to stop doing it that way physically, and we want to fight this thing spiritually. So if it changed us, we want to make sure we take the right approach. We want to make sure we're reading our Bible. We want to make sure we find a community that's going to help us. But in all that, we want to make sure we go to God in prayer and pray about this thing and ask God, what is it that he wants you to do? Don't say what you're going to do. What is it that God wants you to do? Because if you go to him and ask him that, and he shows you that, you got to be patient. If he shows you that, then you can see some of the changes. And I got a video, I'll link that in here, about getting to the root cause of narcissist abuse. I'll link that video in this one for sure. But you want to get to the root cause of these things, because if you get to the root cause of it, then you can figure out, what? It's not all about the narcissist, or it's not all about the abuser. It's about you understanding where you've been, where you at now, and where you going. I'm going to say that one more time. It's to understand where you've been, which is past tense, where you at now, present tense, and where you're going, future tense. See, we all have a destiny or a path that we might have been on, and maybe the abuser knocked us off that path. Now it's time to get back on that path. It's time to do God work. Y'all with me, family? And you with me? I might do this one as a premiere. So if you're with me, go ahead and put that in the chat. If I don't premiere it and I just make it a regular video, just put it down in the comments that you with me. You ready to understand the changes that you have been through after abuse, and you're also ready to understand how you heal from that abuse. All right. I only got one Bible verse for this one. Like I told you, it wasn't gonna be a long video. The Bible verse is Ephesians 6:10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. So whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're fighting with, whether it's spiritual or physical, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. I mean, go to God. Go to God, family. I need you to go to God. I ain't saying come to me. I ain't saying go to my wife or go to none of my sisters I have here on YouTube. Don't go to my brother Rizzo. I'm not talking about none of them. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about God. I'm talking about you going to God and figuring this thing out. Now, we just vessels. We just vessels. I never claimed to be, nothing more than that. I'm just a man of God. I'm a vessel. So what I need you to do, I need you to understand your fight, understand your stance, and understand again that this is spiritual. And if it has changed you with this, I pray it changed you for the better. Like you was able to go through that and get to do your healing. But for most of us, it changed us for the worse. And we had to go down this deep, dark path. And now we're trying to claw and fight and get our way out of that. But again, Ephesians 6:10, finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. So be strong through this. This is one of these fights that it's not easy. It's not a fight that everybody can do. Everybody can't do this fight. Everybody can't be on the battlefield. Everybody don't sign up for the military when they turn 17 or 18 like I did. Because if everybody did, we all would have a different understanding of battle, of fighting, of war. Does that make sense? So since we all didn't go to the military, and things have changed. We didn't go to Iraq and see war, or go to Afghanistan and see war, or go to Vietnam for the older audience and things like that are still here. Whatever, Desert Storm, whatever war you want to bring up, if you didn't get trained in this, physically trained, it's hard to relate to being in battle, even on the spiritual front. But for Christ followers, it shouldn't be that hard. If we read our Bible and we studying, you'll know that in the times that we're in now, there's a lot of things that's going on that we need to be keen to. We need to make sure that we understand what's going on around us. Because not only did the abuse changes, they have changes going on around us that if we don't pay attention, we're going to miss some of these things. And I've talked about it in a couple of videos before. Just make sure you're paying attention to what's going on, family. So if the abuse has changed you for the worse, share that with us, on this video. Put it down in the comments. And if it changed you for the better, share that as well. Because see, remember, you're not the only one. I know a lot of times we think we're alone in narcissist abuse, but we're not. We're definitely not alone. We have other people that have been through that. I've been through it. My wife has been through it. Have different people that have been through narcissistic abuse. We have different people that have been through abuse. Remember, this is not just about narcissistic abuse. This is about abuse as a whole, no matter if it's financial, physical, mental, emotional, whatever kind of abuse it is. Yeah, people that have been through. You're not alone. But you have to reach out. Closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't tell anybody, if you don't share, if you don't dial the domestic violence hotline, if you don't dial 911, if you don't reach out, to me as a life coach, or reach out to somebody else as a life coach, if you don't go to, a pastor or a bishop, that you know and trust, and talk to them about these situations, the abuse is going to continue to change you for the worse, and you're going to continue going down this rabbit hole trying to figure out, what you're doing and why you're doing this and where you at and what happened the last few years. So we want to prevent that. So I'm asking you, to take that first step. Take that first step. Recognize that the abuse has changed you. That's the first step. Get to the root cause of this. Let's recognize that the abuse has changed you. And then on the flip side of that, let's act accordingly. Let's go ahead. Let's go to God and pray. Let's start doing our research. Let's start, realizing, what has happened, and realizing how we can change our ways, and how the narcissist or how the abuser has changed us to the person we are. So we want to make sure that the change that has taken place is not off course for what God wanted us to do, family. All right. So I know this is a quick little message. Usually, like I said, I don't do that, but I'm about to get back to doing more premieres and doing more, 3 to 15-minute videos, things like that, because I think it's needed. The shorts, it's easy to do them, but it's good to have, a video that's short enough where you can watch, in 10-15 minutes and, get the content and get the substance. So again, has the abuse changed you? Answer that in the comment section. Again, subscribe, like, comment, and you know what, family, I'll see y'all next time. I'm Solomon Savoy. See you next time. Faith-based workplace coming to you with a video. I guess you can say, hey, it's an oldie. It's not an oldie, it's a new recording, but something that I haven't did in a while, but something, again, like I say, things happen, you change, so you got to get back to doing things different. So, all right, family, I will see you next time. God bless you and God keep you. All right.